PodAskew podcast is a founding member of the Odd Pods Media Network.
Pod, Askew. Pod, Askew. Pod, Askew. Pod, Askew.
It's Fandom Friday.
It's also we are getting vocal with PodAskew. I am CJ, and with me, as always, is my hetero life mate Rico. What's up, man?
Happy Halloween, everybody!
Oh dear, starting with the Joker. Yeah, man. PodAskew got my headless horseman. This is that shirt I was telling you about. The headless horseman. Yeah. We're here, man. We're here. I'm in PodAskew Studios 3.0. It's fucking fantastic. You got a tour last week, and I put some pictures out on social media, so hopefully people have seen it. I'm guessing it's hot where you are because it's cold as shit here.
It's kind of in between, but like I'm doing a bunch of laundry, so this is the only PodAskew shirt that I had available. So
yeah, I wasn't wearing PodAskew this week because I wanted to do the Headless Horseman for Halloween, but I'll be back with.
Well, I also figured this year for Halloween I'll just go as a werewolf. So
there you go. Look at Kateri.
Yeah.
Mark, what's up, man? You missed a hell of a playlist tonight, buddy. I think you would have liked it, but if you scroll up in the chat, it should be there. If not, I can send it to you later. Who do we got with us tonight? We got Mark, Stephanie, Kateri, Mal. I think that's Todd behind the pumpkin head, and Jay. So thank you for everybody. Rico is a Wookiee. That's what he is. But yeah, man, we're here. It's the night before Halloween, and so you had wanted to talk in honor of our Stephen King thing from several weeks back about mystery movies. But I also would like to hear people's thoughts on Halloween and the things that they do for Halloween. Oh, Mark, is that concert you posted about in Discord the other day? I bet that's the one he's talking about. It's actually a pretty good band. He plays them. Yep, it's the one. If I'm right, that's the one you play in the background when we do tabletop, right? But anyway, well, enjoy that. If you just disappear, Mal, I'm guessing you're going to that too. So we're gonna lose two people, but that's okay. So mystery movies though, Rico, before we open it up to the room, the people that we have with us tonight, what are yours? Because I was really thinking about this topic, and I can only think of like 3 real mystery movies that I've seen. I guess it would qualify as a mystery, like a pure on mystery. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I think for this it's like murder mystery or
yeah. But still, I can only think of like 3 that I've seen. Because I don't count. Maybe 4.
I've got a whole chart.
Because I can tell you right now, and actually I would love your feedback on this. My volume's a little loud here. Let me turn me down. I don't, as great as they are as films, as much as I enjoy them, I don't think the Sherlock Holmes with RDJ count in my eyes.
I mean, I would say that the show Sherlock is more apt to this. I would say Sherlock Holmes. I mean, I haven't seen Elementary as much, so I'll defer to you.
It's American Sherlock. So, I mean...
Todd, you're not allowed to say meh for Sherlock when you haven't seen the show Sherlock.
I have to agree. If you haven't seen it, you can't... I agree. But yeah, so then let me give you like my 3 or 4, and then we'll do yours, and then we'll open it up to the floor. So I watched my favorite again today. I watched it to get ready for tonight. And that's Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, the one I've told you about with John Cusack and Spacey and a very young Jude Law. Eggs Benedict Cumberbatch, that's fantastic, Mark. But yeah, so I definitely like that. That's a great one. What I didn't realize until today, though, Rico, ironically enough, is that it's directed by Clint Eastwood. I didn't realize that when I watched it.
I think I did know that because we had a Clint Eastwood section at the video room,
Okay,
and I remember that being in the shelf.
sure. Which to date makes it the only. I'm sorry, Todd and Mark going back and forth on Benedict Cumberbatch in his name or
Benadryl Cucumber Patch.
Yeah.
Cucumber Patch.
yeah.
Benadryl Cucumber Cabbage Patch Kids.
There you go. But no, that I think makes it to today the only Eastwood directed film that I like.
That I don't understand how that's a thing. You didn't like Gran Torino?
I never saw Gran Torino, so I can't speak to that one. But
$1 Million Baby?
I didn't like it. We've talked about it. I didn't like the end. No, I liked it right up to the end. You know, I had a real problem with the ending on that film. We talked about that.
Mark, will you unleash on this fool? Because I can't even.
That's consistent with me.
I mean, oh, he's definitely talking about you. I mean,
thank you.
give Gran Torino a try because you're a gearhead.
I'm not against seeing you hate good things. Fuck you, Mark.
No. It's not that he hates good things. That he loves bad things.
Fuck you both. I just haven't seen it. It's not that it's not that I don't want to. I haven't had a chance. And I'm telling you, the ending of $1 Million Baby was terrible. I'm sorry.
No, it wasn't. Your
yeah,
taste is terrible.
What's
no,
that?
it wasn't. Your taste is terrible.
Okay. Anyway, so Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, Knives Out, because I would say Knives Out qualifies.
Sure.
Any Murder on the Orient Express, because I've seen like 3 or 4 different versions of that. So I'm just going to say that title, but any of the versions. And then the only other one I can think of off the top of my head is 7. And that's
Seven's
it.
one of mine.
Yeah, I would imagine. I would imagine 7's being most of them. But yeah, Mark, I get it. Go to your concert. But that's it. I can't really think of anything else like a pure mystery. Like those Sherlock, like I said, those Sherlock movies aren't mysteries in my eyes. Do you know what I mean?
What do you think a mystery is?
Something where you really are trying to figure out what's going to happen. Like I'm not saying these are mysteries, but I would say the Mission Impossible films are closer to mysteries than say Sherlock is. I'm just saying in terms of what I would define a mystery. I'm not saying they're mystery films, but
dude, Sherlock is a detective. Detectives detect and solve mysteries.
But the Sherlock, the version with RDJ, I don't feel like fits. I feel like, to your point, the Sherlock show and Elementary fit better.
How? What does RDJ not do that Cumberbatch does?
RDJ feels more like a comedy, where I don't want a comedy in my mystery. You know,
the show Sherlock is hysterically funny for all the wrong reasons.
But it's funny like House is funny, not like, you know what I mean?
Okay, no. I think you need to rewatch this.
Look at you.
Well, I can't tell if you're saying incorrect shit to fuck with me or if you actually believe it. No.
I would dude. Point of view if he was like, it's more like something like Snatch. I've only seen Snatch once. I don't remember it very well, to be honest. So,
okay, Sherlock Holmes with RDJ is definitely a mystery because he picks up clues and deduces and solves the mystery. It's a mystery of how did fucking Snaggletooth Andy Garcia fucking come back to life.
Snaggletooth Andy Garcia.
Look, I love Mark Strong, but there's no denying that he is a British Andy Garcia with a snaggletooth.
Yeah.
I mean, I put just all Sherlock because that is almost an originator of mysteries. I mean, it wasn't so much as the originator of mysteries, but it was how to deduct them.
Todd, I'm saying it's more than specifically the RDJ Sherlock Holmes, not Holmes as a whole. I'm talking about the RDJ specifics. are the ones that I'm talking about.
I mean, I have to go with Kateri. I mean, when you think of mystery, you think of Sherlock. I mean,
in the sense of the TV shows, the books, yes, just not that version. The RDJ version does not fit it for me as much as
have you
films.
Did you ever read any of the Sherlock Holmes stories?
I read a bunch of them.
Okay, the RDJ versions are more faithful to the stories than Elementary is.
Yes, Elementary is a twist without question, but it's not a comedic twist. It's not going for yucks.
I don't think RDJ. I don't think the Sherlock with RDJ is. I mean, it's funny, but it's as funny as the Cumberbatch ones. It's humor in the sense that it's Sherlock's delivery.
I guess.
It's not necessarily the words that he's saying. It's yes, there's more of a bromance with him and Watson than there is in Sherlock, the show.
Or Elementary.
So there's your humor, is that they're an old married couple that are complete opposites. It's the odd couple that solve mysteries.
Yeah,
mysteries. I
don't know. Anyway, listen, I didn't try to get into a whole Sherlock argument here because I'm a huge fan of the character. I always have been. I still love those movies. I enjoy those movies. I just would not, in the classification that we're putting this in, I wouldn't put them in there. That's me.
The keywords are murder mystery. People get murdered. He solves the mystery.
All right. Well, fine. If you want to call those, then that's. But still, whatever. I don't agree. I don't agree.
It's okay to be wrong.
Mark, it's on Hulu. If you've not watched it and you have Hulu, the whole series is on there. Elementary. I can share my login with you if you want it.
I've got a murder mystery for you.
Yeah, hit me a couple from your list because that was it for me. I'm done mine.
Oh, I got. I mean, 7. We both agree on.
Yeah, 7's fantastic.
7's fantastic.
It's a little hard to watch from a stomach turning perspective sometimes, sure, but it's not a bad movie. So,
no, it's a great movie. I can understand why it sparked a lot of controversy, especially right after Fight Club. Because that was Fincher and Brad Pitt's next movie, I think.
Possibly, yeah.
And I mean, it's just, that is what I like. I like a good, who's this killer? Who's killing the public? Yeah. Who's doing these weird fucking murders? Let's solve the crime. To be fair, they don't really solve the crime. For spoilers, John Doe surrenders,
turns himself in. Yeah,
and then they don't really do much in terms of solving the crime. Even after they had him in custody, they find out more shit that he did.
There's a quasi secondary mystery to that, and when it happens, because and you think I'm going to make a joke, but it's not. It's the what's in the box. It's that whole portion.
Well, we know what's in the box, but
Gio, welcome to the party.
Hi, Gio. So I got another one, Mr. Brooks. I've talked about Mr. Brooks quite a lot with you.
Just because he's leaving soon, why don't you cover Mark's thing? Because I haven't seen him. So
the first Saw, Mark, I would definitely say is more of a mystery than a slasher or a torture porn. At least the first two feel like real mysteries.
Then I might actually like those because
No, you won't. No, you fucking absolutely will not, because it's pretty gory.
It's less of a slasher than the other ones. So
no, I mean, it's less of a slasher in the sense that it doesn't have like someone stalking with a machete, killing. That's what a slasher is.
Sure.
But this particular film, the series, is people waking up in traps, and they have to make a sacrifice of some sort or endure some pain to get out of the trap. Example, 2 guys are chained at the ankles, and they're given saws.
Okay.
The saws can't go through the chains, so they have to cut through their feet.
Right.
Yeah. So, but they're also curious of like, why are they in there? Who put them there? Blah blah blah. It's a lot of them working shit out together, and they don't know each other, and figuring out why they're in the situation that they're in. It's a lot of flashbacks and flash forwards and shit like that.
Right. Right. So you were saying about Mr. Brooks. I'm sorry.
Mr. Brooks it is probably the most underrated, lesser seen Costner film that's actually good. And it's probably it's one of my favorite Costner performances.
You asked me to watch that. I just haven't had a chance. I just haven't had an opportunity. I haven't not wanted to watch it. I just haven't had a chance.
And I know that, so which is why I'm not spoiling it. But it is ultimately Kevin Costner is a serial killer, and he's been doing it for years. And he's been he's meticulous, and he's addicted to it. So he goes to meetings, like NA meetings, but he doesn't specify what he's addicted to. But he uses the program. And he's got a little devil on his shoulder played by William Hurt, who is like, hey, come on, we haven't gone out killing in a very long time. Just one more time, like shit like that.
Right.
Demi Moore plays the cop who's trying to solve that mystery. And Dane Cook plays a guy, bear with me. Dane Cook plays a guy who blackmails Mr. Brooks into coming along on his next kill because he wants to kill somebody. And Dane Cook, I'm not a fan of, but he is great in this movie because he is exactly what you need for an obnoxious, stupid character that you're like, oh, fuck this guy, but I want to see where it goes. Dane Cook very good in this film, despite that he's a great and everything else.
Yeah. I did think of one more actually that I don't know why I didn't think of it, but Gone Girl, I think would qualify.
Gone Girl's a very good mystery. And it's one of the rare mysteries it's a mystery that you see unfold as it's happening. And then once we're both we see what's happening in Ben Affleck's character, and then we see what Rosamund Pike was doing,
right,
which led up to that. And then we both are like, so that's just for that first half. Now we got to follow what's happening with Rosamund Pike, which she's like with fucking Doogie Howser, and what Ben Affleck's doing on his side. It's a real mystery that unfolds.
Right.
And we don't, unless it's the first time you've seen it or you read the book, you don't know what the fuck is going to happen.
Right. Which I didn't. And honestly, I think if I went back and watched it, I wouldn't remember exactly either. You know what I mean? But yeah,
Mark, I'm with you. The killing is genetic thing, that was kind of a stretch for me, but that would be a legitimate fear for Brooks's character to be like, she has my disease, blah blah blah. But even if his character is being irrational, it's still a rational fear. So, I did include these Scream 1, 2, and 3, and 4. At least the first one it is that middle ground of it is a slasher, it is a mystery. It's a whodunit. Who is killing these fucking teenagers? And I thoroughly enjoyed trying to solve the mystery as I was watching. I mean, every time I saw a new Scream, I'm like, who the fuck is gonna be it? Sometimes it shocked the fuck out of me. Sometimes I was like, oh fuck you.
Todd, you got a point. I forgot about Clue. And that is a great fucking film. I love that film.
Jesus, CJ, get a Clue.
Yeah. Clue's great, Kateri. It's old, and so it's a little dated, but it's worth it. I don't know what you just drank, but you're right there, bud.
I think it's been
Is that cum? What the fuck are you drinking?
If cum looked like that,
well, hey, you got a problem if it does.
Damn, dude. No, that was Mountain Dew. I guess I hadn't had Mountain Dew in a very long time, and I'm.
Yeah. The only Mountain Dew I've ever been able to drink is Baja Blast, the blue, and it's exclusive to Taco Bell. But why do I have to go to a doctor? That. I didn't see it before he drank it, so I didn't know what he was talking about. Anyway, what else you got over there before I open it up to the floor?
I got a bunch, but
well, give me like another big one, and because about 10 more minutes, I've opened up the windows here. So,
all right, I want to preface this: The Usual Suspects, but I don't want to spoil anything because I've been trying to get Steph to watch it for a very long time. So no one spoil anything in the chat or on camera. But Usual Suspects is a really fucking underrated, good mystery. It's also a whodunit. It's also a not even a whodunit. It's a who did it, who did everything, because they kind of incorporate a boogeyman character named Kaiser Soze.
Okay, I was gonna say Todd didn't listen, but maybe not.
Kaiser Soze is fine because Kaiser Soze is just the name of the devil. But the question is, who is the devil in this film?
Right.
Yeah, don't reveal who Kaiser Soze is. Even the tagline says, "Who is Kaiser Soze?" So, but it's about these guys that commit a crime, and then at the same time, they're revealed that like they work for Kaiser Soze, and it's kind of hard to explain as a plot because you really don't watch it for like the plot. You watch it for the characters.
I'm trying to
figure out fucking.
I've never seen it, but I'm trying to. How do I ask this question without spoiling anything? Because I think I know the answer already. Is that character related to another character in Seven? The person who plays the character.
Kevin Spacey is in both Seven and he is in Usual Suspects.
Okay.
But he is not necessarily Kaiser Soze.
Okay, fair enough. So, all right, well, there you go. I know it from what's his name? Kevin Pollak talks about that film all the time. Because
I mean, rightfully fully so, dude. Is he good? He's just grateful. He's good in it, but he's just grateful to be in it because, like,
I think that was
Kevin Pollak is the type. He's the type of comedian who's just like, I'm just glad to be in any movie.
Well, I think that was his first film, and
no,
I thought
his first film.
I think so.
I think he was in like. No, I don't think that was his first film. I think he's been working in the 80s.
Well, and that's the other thing is like, well, no, but see, I don't think he did a lot of film back then. I don't because he on his podcast.
It may be one of his first big movies, but like,
yeah, that's kind of what I meant. I guess is like,
well, I mean, he was in A Few Good Men. When the fuck did that come out?
I think that's after Usual Suspects. I'm pretty certain. So,
I mean, he was in Grumpy Old Men. He played Walter Matthau's son.
Yeah. Let's see. Usual Suspects.
All right.
Is 95.
Okay.
And A Few Good Men, if I could type, would be useful.
We need A Few Good Men to look up A Few Good Men.
Few Good Men's 92, so you might be ready.
There you go.
Would you call A Few Good Men a mystery?
Yeah, I would call it I would call it a courtroom drama.
More of a courtroom drama than a mystery, right?
I mean, most courtroom dramas are mysteries.
Right, but sometimes you as the viewer know everything, even if the people in the courtroom don't. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Whereas in some of these other ones that we're talking about, you as the viewer know almost as much as like the protagonist. So,
right.
It's
like in comparison, I would call Scent of a Woman a courtroom drama, but I would not call it a mystery.
I wouldn't even call that a courtroom drama. I mean, there's a
courtroom.
The scene at the end, but that's not the whole. The whole film of Few Good Men centers around this court case. That's not the situation with Son of a Woman. I mean, by that standard, Midnight in the Good and Garden Evil is a bit of a courtroom drama too, because the bulk of it's about that, but it's also about the difference is between that and A Few Good Men is in the Garden of Good and Evil, you don't know what actually happened. You find out as you go through. You know what I mean?
Where would you put Philadelphia?
I've never seen it, but I would say probably more of a courtroom drama. We've talked about the fact that I've never seen it. Don't act like that. But based on what I know,
I'm going to act like that every single time. You look. You want me to watch fucking Hackers? I'll watch fucking Hackers.
Well,
I've
trying to get you to do that for a year, 2 years, almost 3.
Do you know why I don't? Because you don't fucking watch anything else.
I watched Vampire in Brooklyn. You recommended that bullshit.
Oh, great. You saw an Eddie Murphy vampire flick. I'm so fucking happy.
I'm not saying it's not good, Kateri. I've just never seen it.
I'm saying the fact that you live near Philly and you talk about Philly all the time and you've never seen Philadelphia.
Just because I live near the town, the city the movies takes place in, I have to. That's your same argument for me watching Shazam. Like, so what?
No, I'm surprised you didn't watch Shazam because you like superhero movies.
It looks stupid. It still looks stupid.
Motherfucker, there are so many movies that look stupid that I know you watch.
No, whatever. Yeah. Anyway.
Fucking. All right.
I've seen all 7, I guess 8. Oh, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. If you count the Creeds as Rocky movies, I've seen all 8 of them. So.
Great.
Yeah. Multiple times, actually.
Congratulations. You've never seen a single episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yes, I have. I've seen 1. Yeah, where is Jess?
Where the fuck is Jess? I need Jess to fucking call you on some bullshit. All right. Wait Until Dark is another good one.
Wait Until Dark.
Steph actually recommended Wait Till Dark.
I feel like I know that one.
We've talked about it. It is Audrey Hepburn is a newly blind woman. She's given a gift of a doll. No, it's not a killer doll thing. The doll is stashed with heroin from drug dealers. The drug dealers show up trying to fucking get the doll, and they sneak into her house.
Thank you, Mal. I win. Thank you.
I'm not saying you have to see all the movies or all the shows based in that area, but it helps. It helps because he keeps talking about, oh yeah, you know, I love Jersey. I like Philly. Like, okay, you saw one franchise set in Philly, Rocky, but no one fucking watches Rocky because, hey, yo, Philly.
I've also seen Invincible.
I don't know.
That takes place in Philly.
Invincible?
Yeah.
Which one is that?
The Mark Wahlberg one about the Eagles.
That makes a lot of fucking sense.
Oh, Kateri, I can think of one that I've been trying to get him to watch, actually. Sneakers is one that takes place in the Bay Area, but there's multiple. So, there you go. Todd's never watched Frasier, and he lives in Seattle. So, fuck off.
Frasier kind of sucks.
Anyway. All right. I'm about to open the windows up to other people, but is there anything else you want to bring up before I do that, or as I do that?
I'll bring them up as people want to come on.
Also,
I'd rather talk to somebody else than you at this point.
Fuck you. We can get into Halloween and how it sucks. To those of you joining us, to those of you joining us in the room, if you want to talk about your holiday traditions and things, you know, stories and stuff like that, please share those with us too, because we are really curious about those. So please feel free to share those stories as well. I'm going to go ahead and open up the windows now. And I'm sure Todd will be. Yep, I didn't even get my words out. I knew Todd would be in the spot. Oh, shit. I think he's having trouble.
Loading.
Yeah.
There's no reason to watch a show basically simply because there's a show that's supposed to take place in that city. I mean, Frasier was filmed in Washington State. They had one episode where he was in Seattle. One, and it was maybe for 5 minutes. Yes, and that character does suck. That's why I never watched it. I didn't care for that show.
And Shazam literally shot one scene in Philadelphia, and the rest of it was shot in like Toronto.
To be fair, Shazam is actually a very good movie. In fact, I think it's DC Extended Universe movie next to Wonder Woman.
See, I thought Aquaman was
exactly what I
said. I'm a bigger fan of Aquaman than Wonder Woman, and I liked Wonder Woman. I'm not saying I didn't, but I liked Aquaman better.
I just find it interesting that you have missed a DCEU movie. Like, not for nothing, Joker and all that shit. I can understand you skipping that.
Joker,
but Shazam.
You know, thank you, Mal. Yes, the DCEU does suck for the most part.
The DCU does suck, but when someone says, like, when I tell you it's pretty good, like, that should be a fucking clear indication. You're like, oh shit, then it must be good.
Jay just put out the most Australian thing I think she's ever said, and I love it. There's heaps of shitty Oz films that I've never seen, and the fact that she used heaps to describe it just makes my day.
I'm not saying he has to see every single movie that's set in New Jersey or Philly, because there's plenty of it and it's hard to keep up. And there are plenty of awful movies and shows that are set in Philly and New Jersey. There's awful films set in multiple places, Oakland to Australia to fucking England. I don't care. The point is, when I'm trying to tell him, you should see this movie, which I do more than he does to me, he's told me to see Sneakers and Hackers.
Oh, I've told you to watch more than that, but...
Oh, but not nearly as much as what I've told you.
Well, excuse me, but I want to comment on Gio's comment. Gio, no, Wonder Woman is fine. The problem with the Wonder Woman is the third act takes a fucking nosedive. Like, the first two acts are fantastic, and that third act takes a bit of a nosedive. Yes, it was, Terry. Oh, no, not Hackers. Sneakers. Sneakers is in the Bay Area. Hackers is in New York. But it's
Hackers is just the movie he wants me to see.
Yeah, Hackers is the one I want. Well, I want him to see Sneakers too, but Sneakers takes place in the Bay Area. I don't know. You know, Mark, you're my friend. I'm just saying.
Mark's not my friend now?
No, he was my friend first, damn it.
That's true.
But yeah, so Gio, no, Wonder Woman is fine. It's just that third act, excuse me, is you're both beautiful. Shut the fuck up.
Hard to run a podcast when we both have to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, right. The third act kind of goes south a little bit. I felt like while it's not a great film, Aquaman at least stays at the same level of consistency all the way through. In my eyes, it's not. It compared to Wonder Woman, because Wonder Woman's like great bomb. You know it. I see Todd disagreeing. What?
I need to get your eyes checked.
No, Rico, you agree with me. That third act is pretty bad.
It's not as bad as like Batman v Superman, and it's not. It's just it does kind of. It's sort of a lackluster delivery.
Yeah.
It's still entertaining, and Wonder Woman is the only film that I've seen multiple times in theaters. Like, the most I would see like twice. This one I saw like 3 times with 3 separate people. That's how much I enjoyed Wonder Woman.
It's a great film. Don't get me wrong. I don't dislike it. I'm not saying I
love Gal Gadot's portrayal. I loved what they did with World War I. I thought Chris Pine was great. But that kind of third act is just kind of, it's all right. Yeah. Okay. Because you're watching the movie, you're like, yeah, get him, Wonder Woman. Oh, look how badass. Oh, that No Man's Land is awesome. And then you're like, okay.
And I mean, she was the best part in Justice League. I mean, without question. That sequence with the terrorists that were gonna blow up the whatever building in London, like they did her speed moving in that sequence better than the entirety of the Flash. I mean,
which I don't understand. If she can move as fast and so can Superman, what is the point of Flash?
Well, it wasn't hard to be the best part of Justice League. The bar was low. I like Justice League better than Batman v Superman, without question.
Oh, you do?
Yes,
at least Batman v Superman had. Do you really honestly want me to remember everything that you say?
Yes, I do.
You don't remember anything I say?
No, because most of it sucks. At
least Batman v Superman had that amazing Batman fight in the warehouse.
Yeah, well, see, no. I'm not saying the whole movie sucked, but I'm saying there was overall Justice League was better. Mark's got a point there. Justice League at least had a sense of humor, which Batman v Superman lacked.
Yeah, I'll give him that. My favorite part of Justice League were the fucking end credits.
I'm curious to see the Zack Snyder cut next year. That's going to be real interesting. Yeah, I mean, at least you didn't see him do it, Mark, but I agree with you. That was kind of was it Jesse Eisenberg? Is that the guy's name? Yeah. Look,
Yeah.
I like him as an actor, but he was the wrong guy to play Luther. I'm sorry, he just was.
I agree.
Yeah, Geo. Yes, I liked Birds of Prey better than Suicide Squad. I thought it was better.
So did I.
Yeah.
So, and I like Suicide Squad, but I thought Birds of Prey was better.
I did not like Suicide Squad.
Mark,
that was another one that had a shitty third act.
Zack Snyder is the
Suicide
worst.
Squad
About him is the worst. Mark, you might need to elaborate on that one because I would think that about Joss Whedon at this point, but maybe not Zack.
If Mark came on to bitch about Zack Snyder, we will never talk about the next mystery.
Why? What's the next mystery? Oh, because no, he's got a concert to go to in like 5 minutes, I think. So I think we're salvaged by that. But, yeah. So 30 minutes. Okay, well, Mark, if you got 30 minutes to kill and you want to tell us why Zack Snyder's the worst, by all means. Okay.
Oh boy.
No, he said
no, it's not.
He's choosing not to elaborate. That's fair. So let's not get him started. Sucker Punch is pretty bad. I agree, but I don't know why that makes him everything the worst or whatever. You listen, Debbie. Debbie had the greatest line about Sucker Punch. We saw it at a store for like $3 on Blu-ray, so we bought it. And we bought it because she was like, I used to love this film. It was fantastic, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And we watched it, and we got through the whole film, and the credits are rolling, and she goes, that's terrible. Now I remember why I used to be high when I watched it. And I know I get, I think that explains a whole lot about that film. So
that explains a whole lot about why she chose you. She just got awful taste.
Well, that's true. Most women do. No. Yeah, it literally was, Gio. It was not. Listen, if you're about girls running around in like thigh-high stockings and shit like that, then you'd be all about it. But
it's not the worst porn I've jerked off to, but it's not the best.
Deb came out right after I made that comment. I'm not sure if that's a thing or not. I told him about how you said when we watched Sucker Punch together, you were like, now I remember that I was always high when I watched that film. Did you hear that? She said, so anyway. Yeah, well, Mark's using it as a reason why Zack Snyder sucks. I'm not saying he's right. I'm just telling her what he said. So
all I'm saying is give Shazam a shot. Like,
sure.
Yeah.
At some point, eventually, I got things that I want to.
It was also included the fact that it's not just a Philly thing. It's about a kid who was adopted.
Okay.
Which I thought you would appreciate too.
Superman's adopted, and that's a better film.
How do you know? You've never seen Shazam, motherfucker.
Yeah, dude.
You don't get to have an opinion on shit you've never seen.
What do you mean, which Superman? Mark?
Exactly.
I don't know what he means.
I mean, are you talking about Man?
Well, there's like 6
Superman?
different Superman movies, including the people who weren't in the first one in 1979.
Right, but it doesn't matter. He's adopted no matter how you slice it. The character of Superman is adopted. That's all I'm saying. Mark's saying that Shazam, or Rico's saying that Shazam's about an adopted kid, and I'm saying that Superman's adopted. It's not about a specific film.
So was Bruce Wayne. Like,
not really. He was orphaned and willed to Alfred. It's slightly different when you're willed to somebody. So I disagree, Kateri. I like Man of Steel better.
Oh, fuck. All right. Here's a mystery I want to solve.
Why are you acting like you've never had these conversations with me?
I've had these conversations but I have a mystery I want you to solve. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Man of Steel is a better Superman film. I'm sorry.
You are sorry. You are sorry, motherfucker.
I have to agree with him. That's probably my favorite Superman movie.
And I don't dislike the Christopher Reeve one, but I think Man of Steel is a better film. So
the next on my list, is the Hannibal Lecter series, like Silence of the Lambs.
See, I don't know if that to me that doesn't qualify as a mystery because again, I guess you're right. I'll take it back. You're right. It would qualify. Sure.
Hallelujah.
But you know what? I'm about to fucking leave my own show and just let you host for the rest of the night. How's that sound? Uh-oh. Here he is.
Goddamn fucking wrong.
Everybody has to mute.
What, Mark?
What in the goddamn fuck is wrong with you?
Why?
CJ, you didn't know it was a fucking ventriloquist,
did
you?
Not adopted. He's an orphan.
That's what I said. I didn't say he was adopted. Rico said it.
2, Man of Steel is the worst Superman movie.
Oh, no. Not at all.
No.
Outside of like Superman 4 The Masterpiece.
Superman Returns is pretty bad.
I like Superman Returns. I like Superman.
It's definitely among the bottom tier of Superman movies.
No.
3. You're going to tell me you haven't seen Shazam, and you're going to say that Man of Steel is better than Shazam.
I mean, from what I've seen of the trailers and the few scenes I've seen walking through my house, yes, I would say it's a better film.
You better not come up here tomorrow and throw you off my fucking balcony, you piece of shit.
Dude, I saw the trailer for Suicide Squad was amazing. Not all what we saw in the movies. The trailers are fucking misleading as fuck.
Well,
yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I will say that Shazam was definitely better than Man of Steel, and I like them both.
Giovanni, don't bring up Halloween style shit because CJ's gonna be like, oh, he's gonna throw me off a balcony like a shitty movie. That's what he's probably thinking.
Well,
Mark, defend me on Halloween, will you please? Like, he doesn't want to listen to me.
How many Halloweens has he seen?
1 and H2O.
That's not really a good sample size, unfortunately. I can't really defend Halloween on that one.
No, but
one is very old, and like I personally love it. I think it's a good movie, but I also understand how if you are somebody that was, that sort of like came up on modern production values, like you're not going to appreciate it. Like I can't be too mad at him for not liking it as much as it would amuse me.
You can't be too mad at him for anything.
You want me to start? You want me to make you mad, Mark? Because I can do it.
Go ahead.
I liked Rob Zombie's version better.
Oh, so you did see 3. So there you go.
See, like the first Rob Zombie Halloween is
I only saw the first one.
I don't think we needed to have a justification for why Michael Myers is the way that he is. Like, I think that's the only real failing I have with Rob Zombie's first Halloween. The second one is fucking atrocious, but the first one is fine. It's fine. It's
Thank you.
That's exactly what I said in the chat. That's exactly what I said.
Well, then get off my balls.
But here's the thing: if those are the only, if we're talking like not counting the Rob Zombie version, if those are the only 2 movies he's seen, I kind of have to nod and go, yeah, okay, because like H2O was.
H2O was great at the time.
Yeah, exactly. I will agree with that. I mean, the only way that I would give him actual like more credit for it is if he had seen fucking the one with Busta Rhymes in it.
Resurrection.
That movie was a shit show.
That's really bad. That's really, really, really bad.
I think I saw part of that. Like, it was flipping through channels and it was on like Showtime or something, but I didn't like
Halloween. As much as I love the first 2 films and like the most recent one, it's a very inconsistent series. Like, it's not as bad as fucking Leprechaun, but like it's one of the more inconsistent horror franchises out there. Like, even like the worst. Okay. Even like the worst Friday the 13th, you still go in knowing that you're going to enjoy it, just not for the reasons they expected you to.
That's fair. But I didn't enjoy Halloween 2018 as much as everybody did. I enjoyed it, but I had a lot of problems with what they were doing with the fucking franchise and the characters.
Yeah, it's like
I was watching
the damn thing at this point.
I want to see where they go with this because I'm like, all right, I'm interested. Like, it's the same thing with the new Star Wars movies. I'm not liking what I'm seeing, but I want to see where they're going to go because Like, I'm invested, motherfucker. So I actually told CJ, I'm like, because he said he wanted to rewatch the original. I said, you should, and you should watch the 2018 sequel because you got a rare fucking opportunity. Because most people that saw a 2018 sequel saw all the other films. So they're going to be like me, being like, what the fuck? This is weird. And they're not siblings, and who, and what, and why, and fuck, and banh mi sandwiches? What? But he's going to only see the first one and then this one. And then he can be like, all right, I actually think it's pretty, like, he can give me a different point of view of being like, I liked the way they went. And then I can be like, yeah, but really they're siblings. Like, are they? Are they siblings?
That's even if I get through the first one again. I mean, I spent the whole time laughing. It was a comedy to me. I thought it was hysterical.
Yeah, he's the kind of guy who couldn't watch Cannibal Holocaust and appreciate what it was trying to do.
You can't even watch Shazam. Fuck Cannibal Holocaust.
I didn't say I can't. I just said I haven't. There's a huge difference between I haven't watched something in Shazam and I won't watch something in Joker. You know, huge fucking difference.
Okay, why won't you? I know we're like straying very far off the path here, but why won't you watch Joker?
I have a fundamental problem with them giving him a backstory.
I don't.
We've talked about this, Mark. I think
I understand that, and it's. I agree with you. I agree with you. I think that I could still watch the movie.
Well, I fundamentally have a problem with them giving a backstory and Batman being 11 at the time.
Well, I mean,
or whatever ridiculously young age he is.
That's fair.
I don't have a problem with Batman being 11. I have a problem with Joker being like 40.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're supposed to be. I will say, Mark, I know you're much more the comic book expert, and if Nate were here, he'd back me up too. And Mal, I know, knows her shit too. But like, I've always taken it that they're within 10 years of each other at most, closer.
They don't really have a conversation about it one way or the other.
No, but
because the characters have been alive since the fucking 1950s. Like you can't really, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
no longer than that.
I agree with you in the idea of I don't necessarily think the Joker should have a backstory. I don't have a problem with them making a filmic version in that way because, like, my predominant issue with it is in the comic books, like where they did the Killing Joke and they like had a story for him. It's fine because like the Joker is presented as a generally unstable individual. Sure. And has like recounted his own, backstory like multiple times over. Whereas in a film, you're kind of sort of cementing it until they do all of the multiverse shit again. Because like I don't even think this Joker's going to matter with the Robert Pattinson stuff,
Nope,
it's not.
Nope.
It's not.
Real quick, Mark, before anyone moves on, Gio, yes, from what I've heard, it is exactly what you're saying. It's a mental health awareness film with the Joker name slapped on it, and what they should have done was just made the same film and not called it Joker, and I probably would have watched it. But the fact that they're fundamentally tying it to that character,
I gotta be honest with you. Have you seen Taxi Driver? Have you seen Dog Day Afternoon? It's not Dog Day Afternoon. King of Comedy. It's those two movies slapped together. Problem solved. You're done.
Exactly what I've been saying.
Rico's been saying that since he saw it. No, I personally haven't seen them, but like, so I don't have a problem with them making films of that nature. But don't call it Joker. That's where you lost me. So
well,
and with the fact that they're introducing a multiverse, I think it's fine.
On it.
Go ahead, Todd, please. Okay, never mind. He just waved me off.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, Todd. What were you saying?
I've
already forgotten what I was trying to say.
Oh,
my bad.
I
apologize.
But yeah. So anyway, to your point, we've gotten way off. But I mean, that's what this is about. This is about bringing everyone together and having a conversation about different topics. See, we can start somewhere and let it go where it ends up. So,
I remember.
Go ahead.
I was going to say was the reason why they slapped Joker on it was to give it more exposure.
Yeah.
If it hadn't been Joker, no one would have gone to see this movie.
Yeah.
everyone went to see it because it was a Joker movie.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
It's a fantastic movie, regardless if it's Joker or not.
See,
if you're a fanboy about it, they shouldn't call it Joker. It's ridiculous. I mean, yes, he doesn't look anything like any version of Joker we've ever seen before. He's still better than Jared Leto.
Well, duh.
Well,
but yeah, it's and I'll even argue to say he's better than Ledger.
No.
Oh no, that's
no.
I haven't
on
seen
par.
it, but
because Ledger's Joker was a creature. You know, Ledger's Joker was just a fucking meth addict who was dressed like a long-haired Joker.
That's awesome.
How is it any different than Joaquin Phoenix's Joker? It's the exact same thing.
Now, you're right. Mark Hamill's probably the best Joker ever, but on screen, on visual screen, where you can see the person, that's the differentiating line there. But you're right. Hamill's
the only problem I have with the Joker as a film is I just don't want to sympathize with the Joker.
Right.
The only problem I have
that was
with it.
Steph and my.
Otherwise, like,
Steph and I both have the same thing.
I haven't seen the film just because I don't watch a lot of films. Like, I don't have any sort of like moral objection to it. I just don't watch a lot of films. I still haven't fucking watched Hamilton, even though CJ gave me his login for Disney Plus like 6 months ago. So like,
don't bother.
That's where I am at this point. But I'm sure it's a fine movie. Like, I'm sure it's, like, there's a lot of people whose opinions I respect have generally said it's fine. It may even be good, but it's just like, I don't want to sympathize with the Joker as a character. That's my only objection to it, sight unseen. And I know for a fact that, like, they sort of make him a sympathetic character before dragging him downward, and it's just like, I don't know how I feel about that as a concept.
I agree with you. Look, I'm of the opinion that everybody should see the Joker, so you can actually say, your feelings about it. If you don't like it or if you have problems with it, that's fine. See it. I think everybody should see it for all the mental health awareness, for the lower class being stomped by Wall Street executives. That's still prevalent to nowadays. So I also think Joaquin Phoenix's performance is astounding. Is it better than Heath Ledger's? No, just different sides of a fucked up coin.
Yeah, I could. We were comparing. They're both amazing actors, and
we were. I mean, at the time, Nicholson was the Joker, and then Heath Ledger. We were all like, Jack, who, what, fuck no. But like, I still love Jack Nicholson's Joker.
Me too.
I mean, they're all different iterations. Jared Leto is a different interpretation, but it sucks.
Yeah, he's more like Tekashi 6ix9ine. But it's just amazing to me that out of like six people, not counting a couple of minor voice actor turns, 6 people who have played the Joker, 5 of them have done an amazing fucking job of it.
You said live action?
I'm counting Mark Hamill in there too.
Okay, so Mark Hamill, Nicholson, Ledger, Joaquin,
Caesar.
Yep.
Oh, Caesar Romero. Oh, yeah.
Caesar Romero's a great Joker, and I won't hear anything about it.
No, you're not wrong. He's not my Joker, but I respect it. It is true that when
the only problem with Caesar, and this is loose, Mark, so don't put the claws away.
It's probably the same problem I have with him. Go ahead.
That he wouldn't shave the mustache.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep, but I mean, to be fair, I will give him the benefit of the doubt on it in one respect, that it's a fucking campy 60s show that was supposed to be the shits. Sure. So, like, I don't hate it. I don't hate it as much as, like, as some people do, but it is absolutely a thing of, like, where I'm just like, eh.
I don't know that the show was supposed to be the shits, but I hear what you're saying.
They put the word "pow" on screen when Batman punched people. It was supposed to be the shits.
He does have a point.
Well, now,
so back to Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah. Right?
I got a mystery. Are we gonna get through these mysteries before 7 or before this Get Vocal is over?
We don't have. That's the thing, Rico. We don't have. I mean, it's what I love about this format. It's what I love about this show every week is that we get to bring these people together and have these different conversations and see where it leads us. So,
Yeah.
To solve the Joker mystery, I'm the best Joker.
Yeah.
We're just all on
yeah, I got a mystery. I had a mystery I solved. Who shit on CJ's Porsche? Spoiler, it's me.
Oh man, if your car could make it down here, maybe.
I got my car fixed. Fuck you.
Oh, well, I didn't know you got it fixed.
Cost me like $2,000.
Yeah, could have got a new car for that, probably.
It would have been in the same shitty condition as the other car.
That's true. So.
But anyway.
Anyway. So.
My problem is I never watch like, a lot of mystery movies. I watch like a lot of mystery like miniseries and stuff. So like the Agatha Christie, Hercule Poirot stuff.
Yeah.
That was on like mystery. I love that shit so much.
I mentioned Murder on the Orient Express. So I did mention that in my list of the ones I've seen. And I've liked every incarnation of it that I've seen, the old school ones, and even the most recent one with Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah, it's really hard to fuck up Murder on the Orient Express. Honestly, it's Agatha Christie is I know that people love her. I think she's underappreciated personally, but she's an underappreciated author, and like Murder on the Orient Express is fucking amazing.
Yeah, you know what it is, Mark. I was gonna say I don't think it's underappreciated, but I think she just gets, for whatever reason, people don't think of her when they think of mystery writer. For whatever reason, so I guess that would qualify as underappreciated. But I think a lot of people, when they're listing off mystery writers, they'll go to Doyle before they go to her. You know.
So. Yeah, I guess, but Doyle
I would argue
Doyle did kind of decide how the genre was going to be
for
like a century. So I get that. But love Christie.
I would argue that people kind of confuse Agatha Christie with Jane Austen.
You think?
They're very different authors, very different subject matter. But I've had people, like, at the video store that I worked at, we had a Jane Austen section and an Agatha Christie section near each other because they were all sort of within British TV, and then we're like, fuck it, British, like, mystery movies. Sherlock Holmes was there, Shakespeare. So all these random things that had nothing to do with each other were all just sort of hodgepodge next to each other. And people just kept thinking, oh, do you have Jane Eyre? I looked in the Agatha Christie section. It's not there. I'm like,
fuck off.
Like, that's Austen. Oh, I was looking for Pride and Prejudice, but it wasn't there. And I'm like, first off, the fucking sign's there, so you could look. Like, but that was a frequent thing. People would just confuse.
How much donuts? Sorry, I don't know.
I think a good like mystery that I'm actually rewatching is Dexter. Certain seasons are not as great, but consistently, every season shows it's a mystery.
So Dexter for me is past the 4th season. Fuck off.
I'm with you on that one, but
the first season.
No, the 6th season's good. Mark, the 6th season's pretty good.
The one where the one not the final season, but the one where he like kind of sort of has a female lead to play off of.
Well, more of the fact that it's the doomsday religious shit.
That's fair. I'm trying to think because I really liked the first 4 seasons quite a bit. Everything post Rita, I'm not particularly a fan of, but fine.
I'm with you.
I would say the first season is they had too little content and had to stretch it out. The second season was perfect. The third season they had too much content and were trying to cram everything into one season.
Well, let me ask you guys a question because both of you are clearly fans. So, and Kateri made a comment in the chat room that she loves Dexter, but the last season, the finale was bullshit, which I can't comment to either way. in case you guys haven't heard, they're relaunching one season of Dexter to apparently clean up all the bullshit that she's referring to. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
It's about fucking time. Then they could do Game of Thrones.
Unless he dies at the end, I don't really see why you would even bother, frankly.
I think they're going to have a hard time trying to fix it because there are certain characters that do die that make the show, and I'm trying not to spoil it because Steph hasn't finished the whole fucking
Well, even so,
show.
you can't really bring back like those other characters and have them interact with Dexter because, you know, they all know he's a fucking murderer.
Well, some do. Some also know that, like, for instance, Deborah, who they could bring back as Deborah now. They can have her be his new dark passenger. Or the light passenger or something.
So I'm looking
because for a long time it was Harry. It was Harry.
Yeah.
So have both of them. I'll tell you this. There was an original series finale that they were thinking about going, which was he's going to go into the storm, which is going to fucking obliterate him and blah, blah, blah. Then he's going to open his eyes, and we're led to think we're led to think that it was a dream.
That's what you
and it turns out no, I'm saying we're led to think it's a dream, but it's not. It's actually him in the execution chair about to get the lethal injection. And he looks at everybody, and then in back of everybody that wants to see him die, like people that are sad, like Batista and whatever. Batista was the best fucking. Batista is honestly one of the most underrated fucking characters of that whole goddamn show.
Yeah.
But in the background,
Batista, and I'm thinking something completely different.
Not Dave Batista. No. Somebody was actually named Batista in the show.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Angel Batista. But then he starts seeing all the people that have died indirectly or directly from the previous 8 seasons. Like his dad. His dad will be there. Trinity would be there. Miguel from season 3 would be there. Like all the people that were like really important to him, like that were the standout characters per season, would be there just kind of watching it. And that would have been like, oh, it's a great fucking ending. So if they do end it, the series finale officially, again, that would be a great way of doing it. But I have my own theory. In the sense that it'd have to fix it, but he finds his son. He raises his son, and then one day he is looking for his kid, and he finds his kid in the tool shed torturing animals. And he just has this look of like, oh, fuck. I have to. Now he's like, all right, I got something to teach you. I've read it by a friend of mine who said, oh, then they could do a spinoff. I'm like, who the fuck wants a spinoff of Harrison? Like, it's not, I don't want to see a teenager, killing kids and then I don't really want that junior spinoff thing. I just leave it leave it alone, but don't kill off the character. Leave it open ended so that we can revisit the character 20 years from now.
Listen,
I'm more interested in that.
Listen, if we're gonna get into shows that aren't Sherlock Holmes, based, that are mysteries, then we got to talk House, because House was amazing.
House is amazing. Every episode is a mystery of what the fuck is what is wrong with this patient,
and also what the fuck is wrong with this doctor? Because
what's up with that mystery was solved. His leg hurts and he's addicted to drugs. That's mystery solved on that one.
Yeah, but he's also dealing with a lot of stuff that I feel like gets, deep dove throughout different episodes and different seasons.
Yeah, he's a drug addict asshole with pain in his leg.
Yeah,
you don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to solve that mystery.
No, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't like the way they ended the series, but what are you gonna do?
Right, I wasn't overly fond of it, but
what seems to be an overly used trope. Period, because I think
there are very little shows where I'm like, that was perfect. That was a perfect fucking ending for a great goddamn show. Game of Thrones is not one of them.
No.
Breaking Bad is one of them, but they did do a fucking separate movie to kind of wrap up another character, which I did appreciate.
Big Bang Theory was like that. Big Bang Theory had a great ending.
An amazing ending,
Yeah.
I haven't. Weeds was one.
What's that time?
Hold
on.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. had a pretty good ending.
I haven't seen it yet. I have the 12 episodes from this past season on my DVR, but I haven't watched it yet. So,
Sopranos. Fuck, dude. The Sopranos, controversial as fuck ending. But when you think about it, you're like, fuck, that is perfect. That is fucking perfect. It sucks that James Gandolfini's dead and we can't get a fucking potential follow-up as maybe look, well, they didn't really show him die on screen, but the implication is he's dead. But now, because Gandolfini is dead, it's just, it is what it is. They are making a spin-off prequel movie called The Many Saints of Newark.
Huh.
A movie, not a show.
So I'm looking at IMDb just to see like films that the IMDb considers to be mysteries to see if there's anything here that I've seen that I can reasonably talk about. And here's a film that I would not consider a mystery, but when I think about it, it actually makes sense.
Sure.
Okay.
The Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
what is it?
You do have to figure out who the host is. We learned that the hard way, right, Mark?
CJ, that's not how you play this fucking game.
At least you call him CJ.
Yeah, who the fuck is Carl? But the film,
I don't know, but he sounds like a complete toilet.
Yes, but the film of the film is. I definitely see where they come from in mystery, and in that perspective, yeah, definitely, absolutely one of my favorites of all time as far as mysteries go.
Gio just brought up an interesting one because it technically would be a mystery.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yeah. I agree with that one.
I think we called it that. We did a commentary on Who Framed Roger Rabbit, guys, and I think we called it a mystery.
Did we? I don't remember.
I think so. I think we did.
Definitely a mystery. It's definitely a mystery. There's no question of it.
Yeah. No,
Blade Runner 2049 is another one.
Wait, what is it?
Blade Runner 2049.
I didn't see that one yet. I saw the original, but I haven't seen that one yet.
I haven't either.
I don't know why I saw that, but I saw that. And it was
Yawn.
good. Also, they're listing the first Friday the 13th, and you know what? Well, hold on, because here's the logic behind that, and this is why I appreciate it. In all of the subsequent films, we know it's Jason. We know Jason's fucking killing everybody, right? In the first movie, you have no idea who the murderer is.
Yeah, it's a whodunit.
Not Jason.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Whereas like other slashers, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Nightmare on Elm Street, we know who the killer is. So Friday the 13th, I would say Friday the 13th and the Friday the 13th Part 2, because we're not even 100% sure that it's Jason doing all the killings until it's revealed that it's Jason.
Yeah, they also list Friday the 13th Part 2, but I don't necessarily like think about that one.
After that, then yes, we're all, even the fucking fifth one, we're like, oh, it's totally Jason. Oh, it's not Jason. It's a copycat. What the fuck?
I can actually list a Jason one. I think it's a mystery. I can get into that. Jason goes to space because why? The mystery is why they fucking made the movie.
Did you see the movie?
Fuck you.
Where's Jason went to space?
Jason X is great.
Jason X.
Jason X is great. It is stupid,
Jason
and I
X
love it.
Is great.
There are two scenes in that movie that are absolutely the best in the series, pound for pound, or among the best in the series, pound for pound. And that's liquid nitrogen, and the double sleeping bag.
And you tell me I like terrible things.
But I acknowledge that it's terrible. Fuck you.
We definitely acknowledge that it's terrible. That's because Mark and I are horror fans.
Because it is terrible.
Yeah, we are all horror fans in the sense we know it's bad. No one's gonna watch Leprechaun 4 and be like, oh, it's Oscar worthy. Like, you watched it. First off, you watched a movie called Leprechaun 4. The subtitle is Leprechaun in Space. we know what we're getting ourselves into. We're not saying, oh, this is the fucking piano. This is fucking Amadeus, which is an underrated mystery, if I'll add that. But
mystery?
Sure it is. It's did he kill Mozart?
Yeah, okay.
The mystery is not Jason Goes to Space, which is not the fucking title.
It's Jason X, right?
It's Jason X. And Jason X, like, I'm not fond of the schlocky, like, oh, we're going to put him in the future, and oh, he's going to go up in space. And I'm with you on that. But it kind of delivers. It's way better than Jason Goes to Hell, which barely fucking features Jason.
Why do you need Jason when you have the devil? Like,
he's not actually in hell. But they kind of turned Jason into a fucking weird.
I just thought of a great mystery, and I'm being facetious a little bit here, but Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. They don't know who killed them. They don't know why. It's a mystery.
And on that note, I'm going to go drop out as I have a concert to go watch. I don't disagree with you. Like, I don't have an opinion on it one way or the other. But yeah, time flies when you're having fun. So I'm going to drop out. You folks have a wonderful night.
We'll connect tomorrow about the plans.
Yeah.
Okay. Have a good time, man.
What, the plans of him throwing off a balcony?
Yeah.
He's gonna cast magic missile into the darkness.
Mal, are you? Yeah, I thought you were going to, Mal. Thanks for hanging out with us, though. Enjoy the concert.
Bye, Mal.
So.
All right. What else?
We went from
I got
20 people last week to 5. I'm grateful for the 5 that we have. That's a bit of a jump.
I don't know what happened. What?
Well, we hyped it last.
We went off the rails.
They were all here. They were all here for Stephanie.
That was it. They were here for Steph. They're not here for our stupid asses.
All right. Zodiac. What do you guys think?
Never saw it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You know what, Nico? I think the reason I don't think you're right, but the reason I don't think Jolene has to work, Kateri. I know that's why she's not here. I can't speak about Fern. But Zodiac, I don't think of it as it is, but I don't think of it because it's based on real. Like it's you know what I mean? No, but I just don't. When I was thinking about my list, I was thinking fictional stories. That's all I'm saying, Rico. I'm not arguing
fictional characters.
Right. I'm not saying that it's not one or that I disagree with you, but it didn't come across my brain because I didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, but at same regard, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is like borderline, Oh,
I wouldn't consider Once Upon a Time in Hollywood a mystery at all, except for the fact is, what the fuck was that movie?
I liked it, but
I liked it, but yeah, I would call it a mystery because there wasn't a whodunit aspect to the movie.
Yeah, we know who did it.
Yeah, but do you remember the scene with
Yeah, we saw it.
No, but the old guy in the church. Not the church, but the campground or whatever.
The ranch?
Yeah, that's it.
Ranch?
He's talking about George Spahn. He's talking about Bruce Dern.
Yeah.
The old man who was asleep in the bed, and Brad Pitt is like, I'm going to go check on that old man. And Dakota Fanning's like, get the fuck out of here. I fucked him earlier. And he's just like, first off, the fact that I said Dakota Fanning, like, I love Dakota Fanning, but like, that was random as fuck. She was in that fucking movie. It was random as fuck that majority of the cast was in that fucking movie.
Steph's throwing out some suggestions in the room there, and thank you, Steph. I don't remember Mystic River well enough to remember to comment on that one. I've seen it, but I don't remember it well enough to comment on it.
You'd hate it. It's a Clint Eastwood directed film.
Well, fuck, there you go. I hate you so much.
I'm sorry. I'm just going by your generalization because it's the only Clint Eastwood movie that directed that I liked. All right, well, you probably hate this one.
I saw 12 Monkeys once. Don't remember it well enough to comment on it. Minority Report definitely would be. I didn't think of that.
That's a mystery.
That's a mystery. I was thinking that made me think of one that we talked about already on our Stephen King discussion, but The Secret Window, I think, would qualify.
Sure. Yeah, it's a mystery. It's it's a mystery being written as we're watching it.
Yeah, and I enjoyed that. We talked about that. I actually enjoyed that.
Dolores Claiborne is a mystery too.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy that as much though. But yeah, you're
right.
So
I would say Zodiac is a mystery, but it doesn't give you that oomph of finding out.
You don't get the
killer.
resolution that you get
because it's open ended. It's
Right.
it's a bit more of like telling the movie goes, and then the movie's like, what do you audience think? And we're like, I mean, that's your fucking job to tell us. I mean, what?
Yeah,
But it's still a great. I love the mystery aspect of solving clues and finding out. I think Gyllenhaal is absolutely underrated in that film. The three main leads are great, but he fucking kind of steals it over Mark Ruffalo and RDJ because he's the one who's becoming obsessed.
I just had two thoughts actually that were based on what you said, Rico, that I would ask if they're mysteries. I'm not stating that they are. I'm asking if you think they are. Number one, Donnie Darko.
Yeah, that's a mystery. Yeah, that's a mystery.
And then
it's a psychological mystery.
Right. And then Scanner Darkly.
Never saw Scanner Darkly.
That is weird. It's animated, but it's not because it's all
I've seen it. It's like it's rotoscoped or some shit, right?
Some shit. Yeah, I don't know exactly what it is, but
yeah.
It's on my list, but I have yet to see it.
Angels and Demons is a good pull, and
so is Da Vinci Code. I mean,
I was gonna say Da Vinci Code was on my list.
Yeah, I
would say anything that has an archaeological aspect to it, Indiana Jones, National Treasure, Da Vinci Code, The Mummy, are all mysteries, but they're different. They're action adventure mysteries.
Okay, so there you go. Because that's when I think mystery, I'm thinking death. Like there's a murder somewhere. Do you know what I mean? I'm not arguing against you, Rico. You subcategorizing as an action adventure mystery. Then I'm with you. You know what I mean?
Okay, let me put. I'll add to it. So Da Vinci Code is a mystery. Indiana Jones is an action adventure mystery.
Right, but I would lean Da Vinci closer to indie than I would to a typical mystery for me. In that there's.
Oh yeah, I mean, the mystery is more of what is God alive?
Well, it's not even that. It's just the action adventure of it. They going and they go from here to here to here to here, where you're not solving the death. You know.
Yeah. Da Vinci Code. There was a death, and that was the reason behind looking for all that other information.
Well, yes, but they're not. The bigger mystery in the Da Vinci Code is not the death of Jacques Saunier, which I understand where you're going with that, Todd. The bigger mystery in that film is the Holy Grail and the whole thing with the Knights Templar. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so,
yeah,
you're right.
It's still a mystery. You're trying to figure all this shit out, and you don't really know what's going on until the very end, and that's the definition of a mystery.
We're not saying it's not a mystery, but
I'll add to the fact that Da Vinci Code is a mystery within a mystery. As they're trying to solve who killed Jacques Saunier, they discover another mystery that they're already involved in that they didn't realize, which is, wait, what the fuck is like the Christ? It's all about Christ's bloodline and Knights Templar and all that shit. But really, they start one thing to move to another one.
See, I would the thing with Da Vinci is that it, to me, borders on a different genre of film that I think existed, and that's that conspiracy theory film genre, because you have a lot of those too, and that's a whole different thing than murder or mystery, and they all intertwine to some degree, right? So like we're arguing semantics a little bit here, you know.
Oh, we are arguing semantics a lot,
but I mean that's what's fun about it. You know, that's what we're here for. But still, you know, you've got a little bit of wiggle room too. So I don't know.
Kateri's dropping some.
Oh, what you got? Let's see what we got here.
Well, she says Happy Death Day. Happy Death Day is definitely a mystery.
I didn't see it yet, so I can't.
Happy Death Day is about a girl who it's Groundhog Day meets Halloween or slasher. It's a slasher
right.
about a girl who keeps reliving the same day over and over again, and she keeps getting like murdered by a mass killer. And so she kind of fucks with it in the same way of Groundhog Day, where like she just enjoys life and does whatever the fuck she wants, and then she tries to solve the mystery of who the fuck is killing her. So I'd call that a mystery. Holes is not by M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong, but Holes, if you were talking about the same Holes from like the kids book that was made into a movie in 2003-ish with fucking Shia LaBeouf, then Holes is a great mystery for kids. It is really because kids don't have a whole lot of mystery. They have like Harry Potter. Harry Potter is probably the arguably most popular kids book series and movies because every single one of those is a mystery. A mystery almost has to require, hey, we're going to solve this mystery. What is the Chamber of Secrets? What is the Sorcerer's Stone? Where is Voldemort? Harry's constantly fucking solving riddles and mysteries and doing shit that he should be doing
and honestly,
at 12 years old.
I'll say the same thing I said when we did the Harry Potter deep dive is why they let him back to that school year after year after he keeps fucking the thing up.
I mean, that's a mystery. But yeah, Harry Potter
was good. It's been a while since I've seen that, but that wasn't bad.
Which one?
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Oh, I was about to
Born
bring it
Identity.
up.
What's that?
The Born Identity.
Yes, he did. Does that qualify?
Those are mysteries.
Yeah. Okay. Then yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
See, to me,
I would say the first one. The first one is for sure.
Right. To me,
That's what I'm talking
the
about.
Bourne movies are in that same way that Mission Impossible is a mystery. And yet again, we're talking about now we're getting into like subcategories. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like to me, that's over there as opposed to like a Knives Out or a Murder on the Orient Express or Gone Girl. You know what? Do you see what I'm getting at though? Like that's
Knives Out is just an Agatha Christie that she didn't write.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I was trying to say earlier when I said about Mission Impossible and you all lost your shit because like
I didn't lose my shit.
You know,
Mark did. Mark for sure did. So did Todd.
You know that, but that was the point I was getting at. It's like that's kind of over here where like you got Bourne and those other things. Because I don't disagree.
I wouldn't say the franchise is a mystery franchise. I would say each film, especially the Mission Impossibles, are very different from each other because it's different visions and different directors and different stories. It's almost like in a weird roundabout way.
The last
two, I think, are more direct sequels.
They're all they're all direct sequels to some degree, but they're all the same. Unlike the first three, it's the same director for the last three.
Right. Okay, but at least the first three, it's almost like the opening of a Bond film.
Yeah.
Where it's like, he's kind of just off doing another adventure, and we're like, all right, and it's not like previously on Mission Impossible 2, like, because they kind of just dropped characters until the last three, they got really consistent with like Alec Baldwin and fucking Simon Pegg, and they were like keeping the same characters, whereas they weren't keeping a lot of the same characters apart from Ving Rhames
and Ethan, Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
I just see them as Tom Cruise stunt work reels is all they are, because it's basically him doing all these fantastic stunts that no one wants to do except for Tom Cruise.
Well, I think and like Rico and I talked about this several episodes back, just because we were looking something else up and came across the information, but they're shooting the next two simultaneously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and probably because Tom Cruise isn't going to live through the filming.
I've got to give him credit, man, for however fucking old he is.
I think
he looks
amazing. I think
early 60s. Yeah,
I don't think he's that old.
He's 97 years old. Is that what you said?
Yeah,
my God, 97.
Early 60s.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, look.
59.
Either way,
Close.
I give him credit. He's doing shit that, like Todd said, no one else wants to do, but like that's also because he's got like fucking alien blood like in his fucking DNA just constantly.
He's filled to the brim with souls.
58 this year. So not necessarily.
I mean, he doesn't look it. I'll give him that.
No, not at all.
That's what you get when you get fucking plastic surgery for free.
Well, yeah. I mean, the
good plastic surgery. Then there's bad plastic surgery with a Scientologist called John Travolta.
The Scientologists need their mascot to be young looking. But I
was gonna bring up Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. That's one of my all-time favorite. See, that's a detective mystery. It's unique because it also pokes fun at the detective genre. So it's not so much as a satire, but it's not a parody, but it's self-referential. It's meta and poke fun at itself.
You know what? I'll give you kind of a weird one that I don't think people think of, and it just occurred to me: Frequency.
Yeah. I haven't seen that in fucking forever.
No, neither have I, but it's a good fucking film.
It's like
it's a good one. Early 90s.
No, that's Dennis Quaid, not Randy Quaid, motherfucker.
The guy that got to play his son, I think probably could.
That's Jesus.
I know who it is. Yeah.
That's Jim Caviezel.
Yeah, he's okay, but you know.
I'm with you. I'm not floored by his performances. I'm just kind of like
one of my favorite parts from that movie has nothing to do with the mystery, but he's on the ham radio or the CB, whatever it is, and he's talking to his dad in the past, and the dad goes, "I gotta run off and take care of something real quick," and his best friend gets on the CB or whatever the radio is and says, "I want you to remember one word. Yahoo." And
that's right.
And he invests in Yahoo, and he's like fucking loaded when things come to
And that's great, but it's also kind of dated because like it really should have been like invest in
or
Apple.
Yeah, Apple, Google, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's talking about like kind of meta in like parody in regards to like mystery murders. Have either of you seen the Happy Time Murders?
Yes.
I have not. Yeah.
That's the one where the Muppets are solving a mystery, but it's like R-rated.
It's so fucking hilarious. Oh my God, I laughed so fucking hard.
It's Brian Henson, so it's Jim Henson's son, and he made a Muppet movie because he wanted to make a separate Muppet movie for Disney, and Disney was like, "Nah, we're gonna do something else." And he's like, "Okay, fuck you." And then he made like an R-rated detective Muppet movie where Muppets are fucking and doing drugs, and you're just watching. You're like, "Oh, Brian's pissed because it didn't help his career."
I don't know if it didn't hurt his career either.
Oh,
because that was. Did it really?
Yeah.
Oh, there was so much laughter in that theater. When I saw that movie twice in theaters, and each time the room erupted with laughter during the funny scenes. I mean, I don't know how many movies you have that happens, but I'd never see movies where people like the whole place is laughing, not one or two, but the whole place.
Yeah, I mean, I've that's happened, but not with this one. Like. The unfortunate thing is with the Happy Time Murders is that it was funny, but a lot of the jokes that were funny were already in the trailer.
Kateri, just to be clear, it's none of the Muppets you know. It's not like Kermit and Miss Piggy. It's all like new characters.
No, it's not. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh ha! It's not that at all.
Yeah, generic Muppets. Yeah, thank you, Gio.
They're like the generic you saw on Sesame Street.
I would watch the fuck out of that, though.
Wait, what? I didn't hear.
I would watch like the fucked up movie of like the Muppets fucking just to see Kermit and Piggy and Bert and Ernie just to be like,
Bert and Ernie are.
Yeah.
No, they're not. No.
Just, they're not. Why?
Why are they? Because they're roommates?
No, there's a real underlying. You go back.
No, there isn't. The people that say that there is are projecting. Okay, because number one, they have separate beds.
The people that work for the Jim Henson workshop had said that they're gay. Not Break Oz and not Jim Henson, but like people like they're the ones that are sticking their hands up the asses in the first place. So they're like, they're definitely fucking. It's the same.
Whatever.
It's the same reason why fucking Oscar the Grouch is homeless. Oh yeah, he lives in a trash can. Mo, he's fucking homeless. They have to introduce things for kids to understand at a later time.
Without
they're not going to be
flat out saying it. Yeah.
I mean, bear in mind they're not going to see fucking 7-foot pigeons walking by, but they're going to fucking. But they are going to fucking be like, oh, Oscar, why are you so grumpy? It's like, fuck you, I'm homeless.
Can I tell you just something funny, Rico? Because I know you're not the biggest Big Bang Theory fan. I mean, you don't hate it, but you're not the biggest fan either. You know.
Yeah.
Sheldon, one of the last episodes, Sheldon, they're talking about Sheldon's enemies list because he keeps an enemies list, and Jim Henson's like 4th on the enemies list. And the reason Jim Henson's 4th on the enemies list is because Sheldon has a huge fear of birds, like he's got a phobia of birds. So Sheldon's got Henson on the list for putting a 7-foot yellow, fucking terrifying bird on his TV weekly. And that's why it's just funny to me. I don't know.
I mean, I love all things. Go ahead, Todd. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, it never occurred to me that Big Bird was essentially like the Frankenstein version of Tweety Bird until just now.
Yeah.
Well, even worse is his homie, fucking Snuffy.
Snuffleupagus.
Like, the fucking Snuffleupagus is he's an imaginary friend. Some characters can see him, some cannot, and he kind of is he's like a fucking elephant drug addict. Like he sound like his demeanor sounds like he's been snorting Vicodin all day. Hi, bird. Like,
well, I mean, by that standard, so is Eeyore. I mean, let's be real.
Eeyore's totally a drug addict. Are you kidding me?
He's depressed. Come on, guys. He's just depressed. Eeyore's suicidal, if anything.
Yeah, I've never been depressed. I've never been on. Yeah, I've been depressed and I've been on drugs. Pretty much at the same time. Just saying.
Yeah.
Look, Snuffy even fucking has you know how much he could snort with that fucking trunk? Like
he could do honestly, Rico, he could do a line from one end of Sesame Street to the other without moving.
He could snort Sesame Street. Like that's how fucking insane it is.
Yeah.
But like here's what I think. I think Big Bird has like bird flu and he's hallucinating, and that's why he sees fucking Snuffleupagus.
That's great.
Yeah. I'll say this though, as far as the Happy Time Murders, I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I bought it. Okay. For nothing else, just for the over the top shit that happens in the movie. And yeah, there's probably a few scenes that were like, okay, they just did that because they knew they could get away with it.
For which film?
But
Happy Time.
The Happy Time Murders.
Right.
I liked it. I really enjoyed it. I mean, all I'm going to say is this, CJ. You have to watch it for nothing else. You have to watch it for the silly string.
No,
that's all I'm going to say.
Because I remember when he saw it in the theater. He came home either that day or the day after, and we did PodAskew. And I said to him, I said, "Don't spoil it, but how was it?" And he was like, "Dude, no."
I know his, like, not for nothing. When we bullshit about movies and everything, I could predict more or less. I'm like, CJ won't like it. I just know he won't like it. Sometimes it works. Okay. Sometimes he throws me a curveball. But I told him, I said, watch the Red Band trailer. Like, and then you've seen all the funniest bits, including the fucking silly street where he's fucking a nurse and just like he's ejaculating. Like, it's funny, and I like Melissa McCarthy, but at the same time, she was only kind of funny. There was one part that made me
I didn't like it for her. I liked it for the Muppet characters because those were like, okay, I don't know about you guys, but I've never seen rated R versions of any Muppets. So that movie was fucking hilarious to me.
Labyrinth? I mean, it's not rated R, but it's close.
It's close.
That's what I'm saying. I've never seen a rated R Muppet movie.
Oh, Bob.
And it was an arcade butt. Huh?
No, just Jay with her delayed Aussie internet access was doing an ER line. I just was giving her some love.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. Is it worth watching? If you are in the mood if you're in the mood to see Muppets fuck and curse, that's it. It tried to be the Muppet version of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It was fine. It wasn't the best Muppet movie I've ever seen.
See, and
well, Todd, you can't expect me to say it's the best fucking movie ever. You have to lower your standards a little bit.
You're making it sound like it's not worth the time watching it. I'm saying watch it at least once. If you like it, you like it. If you don't have to watch it again.
I agree with you. You should watch it once, and that's all you need.
See, where you lose,
unless you like it.
Where you lose me, honestly, and Rico and I've talked about this. I'm not the biggest Melissa McCarthy fan. Like, I don't think she's as funny as people think she is.
But Todd makes a point. You're not watching it for her. You're not really. It's not Who Framed Roger Rabbit, where some people be like, "I'm watching it for the cartoons," and some people are like, "I'm watching it for Bob Hoskins." Not that at all. Yeah. It's just I am watching this movie to see Muppets fuck and curse. That's the only fucking reason to watch this movie.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
it ain't the story, because the story kind of was like, I saw that coming. Saw a lot of things coming.
And a lot of drugs. What was it they were getting high off of? It was like sugar, wasn't it?
Pixie dust. It was like the fucking pixie dust that
pixie sticks.
Pixie sticks, yeah. Which we all kind of pretended was coke when we were like a kid. Or was that just me?
That was just you.
I think that was not just me. It may have just been me in this fucking group, except for Stephanie, which says more about her than I'd like to admit. But,
Kateri even said it was just you.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Because there are other kids doing that shit at the lunch table.
That's the first time I'm hearing it.
Well, I mean, you are.
Yeah, okay.
Wasn't Oakland like the second only to New York for Coke in the 80s and 90s?
I can't speak for the 80s. I'll have to take your word for it.
Anyway.
I didn't do Coke until like the mid to how old was I? Late 2000s. I was way behind. I was like, wow, this Coke thing is really getting interesting. Oh,
yeah.
I have to sniff this. Smell this. Hold on a second.
I saw you erasing, Rico, so I'm guessing we covered your entire list.
I mean, yeah, but there were others that like people had brought up and shit like that. But like,
well, there's one that brought up. How about there's one that got brought up a couple times that we haven't really talked about that I would love to talk about briefly, and that's Clue. I thought that was fantastic, and for what it is, it holds up. Like in terms of like older movies, some older movies don't.
I don't remember which version I saw though.
Is there more than one?
No, there's only one version.
I thought so.
No, I thought they had filmed multiple endings to it.
Oh,
and released it.
Yeah, no, there is multiple endings, but there's only one movie. They show you multiple endings at the end of the movie.
You see all the endings in one film. Yeah, that's why I got confused.
That's why I was confused. I thought I was like, which version am I going to see?
No,
but I also saw it when I was little.
Right,
so.
and that's one of those movies, like I was saying with Ghostbusters, where the jokes will go over your head when you're that young. If you go back and watch it as an adult, you'll be like, got that one. But I thought it was fantastic. Movie Matthew apparently is watching it right now on cable, which doesn't stun me that they're running it this time of year. I mean, they run it all year anyway, but especially this time of year, that doesn't stun me at all.
I remember I saw a meme where it's like you can find out the type of person that somebody is based on their go-to Tim Curry movie, and like the main options were Clue, It, and then like Rocky Horror, and I was always like, It for sure.
And they're playing all those this weekend, I think on. I don't remember which network it is, though, but there's like a Tim Curry marathon happening today.
I think that's what movie Matthew's watching, because he said he's watching Clue right now and right after.
No.
The 1998 is coming. He's watching it now.
Yeah. It's hard to fucking decipher because of it.
Right.
He's like, I am watching it. Like,
don't say that word.
It's so funny.
Am I the only one that got that joke?
CJ.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't get that?
Give it to me again.
I said, don't say that word.
I don't get it.
The Knights who say knee, you can't hear it.
That's a big leap to go from
It's not
to
that
knee,
big of a leap. Fuck you.
All right.
I totally didn't catch that either, Rico. So you're not wrong.
I can't help it if you guys aren't as quick as I am.
You may want to go to a doctor for that, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now who's quick? Huh?
Where's my fan club when I need it?
All 2 members of them?
3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's true. At least you got one. I don't have.
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
That's fine.
Here's another one that I thought was a good mystery. But then again, I guess my choice in movies isn't great, but I actually liked Gotham by Gaslight.
The animated thing?
Yeah, the animated Batman movie.
It's good. I like that.
Batman hunts Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, it's good.
I still haven't seen it.
Yep.
Rico, they're putting a lot of those up on HBO Max. That one's not there right now, but keep an eye out. It may cycle through.
They keep taking off good ones and putting like mediocre ones back up.
What, animated ones or in general?
Gaslight is on DC Universe,
right? Which he doesn't have access. Neither of us have access to, and they haven't split.
Well, send me a message after we're done here. I'll give you my login.
Well, and Todd, we both appreciate that, but they are actually linking that to HBO Max permanently. I just don't know when that's happening. Like, it's gonna DC Universe is going.
No, everything is moving off of DC Universe over to HBO Max. It's a separate account.
That's what I'm saying, right? But
we have HBO Max,
so yeah,
it's going to be early next year before that happens.
But we have HBO Max, so it might just be worth waiting the couple months till that happens at this point. But
I suppose.
Anyway,
well, there was another. We didn't really talk about the Hannibal Lecter shit, but because it wasn't just.
We have about 10 minutes left.
It wasn't just Silence of the Lambs. I mean, Red Dragon is a fucking straight up awesome. I mean, Silence and Red Dragon are very similar in the sense that someone is asking Hannibal Lecter of how to bring down another killer. Sounds like a mystery to me.
Yeah, I would agree.
Hannibal, not so much. The only mystery of Hannibal and Hannibal Rising is why the fuck did they make that?
Yeah. Hey, Kateri, we know Steph listed a bunch. We're doing what we can, trying to navigate everybody talking.
She named Unbreakable. I have to agree. It's probably one of my favorite M. Night movies, but it's probably one of his. It's not so really a mystery, but it is. It's
well in that same regard. Does it Sixth Sense qualify?
Sixth Sense is a mystery, for sure.
It is.
It definitely is. I still.
Yeah.
Once I discovered my little plot hole that I apparently am the only one who thinks of as a plot hole, I have a hard time watching it. It's just.
What's the plot hole?
All right. Is there anybody who's never seen The Sixth Sense and who hasn't, like, I don't want to spoil for it.
Care if you haven't.
Or who doesn't care. Like, right in the fucking feed that you don't mind.
The 4 people that are here, one of which is sitting across from you.
I'm just being fucking polite, cocksmoker.
Everyone's giving it a thumbs up at this point, so.
Okay. So we know that fucking Bruce Willis is dead. Kid sees dead people, therefore he's dead. We know this now. He is a shrink. He gets shot by fucking Marky Mark's fucking older brother. It is fucking Marky Mark.
Kid,
I get it. It's just fun. You love going to that Marky Mark. You do that all the time.
What? No. So if Bruce Willis' character is a shrink, he would have to make appointments, or he'd have to have an assistant make appointments for him. Who made the appointment for the kid?
Uh-oh.
Don't fucking shake your head. I'm asking a legitimate question.
Who says he had to make an appointment? He was dead. He just showed up. He showed up at this kid's house because the kid sees ghosts. He attracts ghosts.
Nope.
So therefore, he's gonna. Yes.
He had a file.
Yes.
Hold on, Rico.
He had a.
Yes. If he has a file, that means he's been to the office, had an appointment with the doctor, which means the appointment would have had to have been made.
And the appointment would have been canceled
if the doctor died.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying. Also, I think they first meet in a church, which weird.
No, I don't. Well, it's been a long time since I've seen it.
Pretty sure they meet. I think they meet in the church. Also, the mom couldn't have made the appointment because there's never once of her interacting with like Toni Collette and Bruce Willis. Wouldn't Bruce have been questioning this, being like, "Hey, I haven't gotten my check. Can I talk to your mom? Can I talk to Toni Collette and be like, where's my?"
I have an answer for that.
All right,
I have an answer for that. It wasn't in the script.
Here's the real answer. M. Night wrote a great script, and then he's like, "Oh, I've got an idea." What? He didn't realize Bruce Willis was fucking dead until he was like writing it at the end. He's like, "I got a great idea. People are gonna fucking think I'm a genius." And they wrote it, and they didn't think about it.
No, because there was clues throughout the entire movie that he was dead.
Right. Then he probably added that shit, but he thought of one little plot hole. It's still a great movie. It's definitely M. Night's best. But
I don't think that ruins the movie for me, though. It doesn't.
It takes me out of it a little bit.
That's semantics right there. You know, you're asking for realism in a fantasy film is kind of where I'm thinking.
Right, because there's absolutely nothing wrong with all the plot holes in Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker.
There isn't anything wrong with that movie. That movie is fucking perfect.
It's fucking perfect? Oh,
yes.
Absolutely wrong. Zero wrong.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong.
Well,
no,
I know.
You're wrong.
I know what we're talking about on Todd's show tonight.
Rise of Skywalker is perfect, as in there's nothing wrong with it. It's the perfect film. It's Godfather, and then Rise of Skywalker is above it. Is what you're saying?
No, it's Godfather doesn't exist in my world. No.
Okay, so you're saying Rise of Skywalker is better than Empire Strikes Back?
Yes.
Rico has left the show.
These are $300 fucking headphones. I just threw them.
180, but sure.
The only thing better than the Rise of Skywalker in my mind is The Mandalorian,
which I haven't seen the episode for season 2 yet. So no.
Todd, there are so many plot holes in Rise of Skywalker. You
know what? I'm not watching a movie like that for it to make sense. I'm watching a movie like that to be entertained.
So you could be like, it doesn't matter. I'm just entertained. Like, you and I are very different fucking filmgoers, and that's fine. But come on, dude.
Okay, you're talking about
Rico
characters.
Matthew thinks that Jedi. All right, Todd thinks that Jedi is better than Empire. Return of the Jedi, not last.
I like Return of the Jedi more than Empire, but that's for a personal reason. I think Empire is the better film. But I'm not going to fucking argue about the original trilogy or the prequels. I'm talking about fucking Rise of Skywalker. You could fly the Falcon in all the fucking plot holes in that goddamn movie. I'm sorry.
And I have an answer for a reason why those movies are so full of plot holes. Because a lot of the footage that you have of Carrie Fisher in all 3 movies were intended to be in the first movie. They didn't use them all because she fucking died. They wanted to keep her in the rest of the movies.
Ironically enough, the plot holes have nothing to do with Carrie Fisher or General Leia. It's all about, like, we're going to take Palpatine. First off, where the fuck did Palpatine come from?
They talk about that in the movie. Apparently, you didn't see that part, but
no,
okay.
They don't.
He was cloned.
No,
it was a clone. Yes, they mentioned him as being a clone.
No, they didn't. They never said clone. They showed a bunch of Snokes in some fucking tanks, and then the only explanation he gave was some find the dark side to be unnatural.
Okay.
That's all he said.
Okay, I clarify for Kateri. No, technically, yes, Carrie was in Rise of Skywalker, but the last thing that she filmed was The Last Jedi. She did not film anything in Rise of Skywalker. They used footage from Last Jedi that did not use.
They used footage from both Last Jedi and Force Awakens.
Sure. Okay, I wasn't sure Force Awakens, but yeah, she did not actually film anything for Rise of Skywalker. She had passed before they had started principal filming. Okay. Listen, we're coming up on the 10-minute to the end here. So what I'm thinking we should do is let's start wrapping this down. Todd, if you want to carry this over to your show, by all means, we'll jump over. But
come on over,
do that,
guys.
Yep. I just because I think it seems like a natural stopping point before it gets rolled out. Yeah, I know, Matt. We kind of take over. So I wanted to say thank you to everybody that came out tonight. Mark, Mallet, Nate, Movie Matthew, Jay, Kateri, Steph, Todd, of course. Am I missing anyone? Gio. Gio's gone, but Gio was here at one point too. So thank you everybody for coming out. We always do very much appreciate your time, your effort, and and putting up with our insanity each week. So until the next time, thank you for being here.
It's fandom.
PodAskew. 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 PodAskew.